Like I said, I haven't thought of a good name for what I want to call average games to kind of distinguish them from the other game. I like to, if you haven't noticed, I like to kind of compartmentalize all of the different content on my channel. Makes it easier for people to kind of get into things if I have dev chats and meet the players and newbie games and free-for-alls and, you know, happy fun time, last stand stuff. It makes it easier for people to remember what's what, rather than me just constantly posting a non-stop stream of random games. So I don't know if I have a name for average games yet, but if you have any good suggestions, feel free to post them in my forum at gamereplays.org or in the discussion of this video. I don't really care. That was a nice looking Wailing Doom right there, actually kind of scaring away some of the Ogrins. Once again, we have a beautiful Manticore barrage coming down here, knocking away that poor little Warlock here from the Wraith Guard, but it looks like it's going to be okay. And we can see there's the Mark of Cain once again, knocking back all of these little gentlemen here. And it looks like the Ogrins are actually going to have to bail on out of there. We can see Judgment is up for the Inquisitor. She's zodding away at that gentleman right there with her little beamy gun. And he is taking quite a bit of damage here, and but I think she's pretty much just going to have to bail on out of there. I'm really surprised, honestly, that BioFreak is being so aggressive with his troops right now. It doesn't really seem like he has, I guess maybe he's stalling out right now for his Warlock to be able to capture this point here. But very, very risky move here. He's just barely going to capture that point. Meanwhile, more towards the middle, we can see we do have some brand new Chaos Heretics out here. Unfortunately, they are getting quite a beating right now from this Force Commander here with his awesome-looking Thunderhammer. He's doing tons of damage, and they're just going to have to bail out down to 2 gentlemen once again, and he is sprinting and chasing after them. The major battle appears to be happening up here, though, and as you can see, I was an idiot and looked away right as the Avatar was completely pounded down by everybody here, instead watching a bunch of Heretics get beat up. So things are looking really, really sketchy right now for the blue team. It looks like finally we see a triple cap going up for the red team, but we do have a great unclean one. So during the middle of some of those fights, that was it. And BioFreak just goes straight into an Avatar. That's actually really useful that he's going straight into an Avatar, but it's also indicative of the fact that he probably wasn't spending his money correctly throughout all of that time. If you could just buy an Avatar to replace an Avatar, you probably should have been buying stuff that supports the Avatar you already have. The great unclean one, again, I just saw him say to his ally in chat that he didn't think that was the best idea. I agree. Having 2 super units and nothing else on the battlefield, definitely not a great idea. But we'll see if that's actually going to do anything for them, because as you can see, Red has been having a little bit of trouble holding on to stuff. Red is stabilized now finally at 95 victory points, 265 in the bank for the blue team, so they do have some time there. We see once again that strike coming down on top of the Wraith Guard. However, the Autarch was just able to help them out. Some more Manticore shots here, but everybody was well out of the way by the time that happened. Oh, a warp throw being used. That was kind of clever, but unnecessary, and I think it actually just got the Warlock killed during the middle of that. Perhaps was trying to pull back that wounded Inquisitor, but really a little bit gutsy. Honestly, the Ogrins here are going to be the biggest problem for everybody. There's really nothing out there that counters Ogrins, other than the fact that the Ogrins are just kind of fighting for a long time. Obviously, Wraith Guards do a lot of damage, and so does the Autarch here. But these are the biggest, beefiest things out on the battlefield right now, with the exception of the Great Unclean One and the Avatar. So we'll have to see what's going to go on with this here. BuffelDriver, however, does have a nice-looking army. He's finally getting Tier 3, and a mistake by GodAmongMen for sure not to have had Tier 3 by now. Honestly, if you know your opponent has so few units on the field with that, it's not a bad idea to save up for a Lehman Russ or a Baneblade or something like that. There's all sorts of good options out there. These Stormtroopers right now, totally unnecessary, even if you're going to be using them as an anti-vehicle kit. Taking a look around now, it looks like the Avatar and the Great Unclean One are coming by to give each other a high five, maybe a chest bump, and see what's up. And Chaos Predator on the battlefield right now. So a bunch of tough units out there that aren't really going to help Blue with map control, but they certainly could win some fights. Down here we can see that this Chaos Space Marine squad is down to 2 gentlemen right now, getting severely focused. I guess, you know, the Stormtroopers with the anti-armor kit, I was a little critical of them at first here, but if they're used correctly, they could be quite good. We'll have to see exactly how that's going to pan out. Given of course that we do have a couple of vehicles on the field right now. And so the score right now is 143 for the blue team, 95 for the red team. However, the red team does have a triple cap and dominating presence on the map right now. I mean, the red team has just got a massive, massive army. They just need to seal the deal and defend. We can see a massive attack happening way up top here. Oh, yeah. We've got the flesh hooky guts popping out of our Great Unclean One there. Some Manticore barrages going off, but not doing too much damage. And unfortunately, it looks like Miss Adrastia is just kind of stuck way behind here. Oh, so close. Oh, and she goes down to the combined heavy bolter fire from the Chaos Predator and a couple shots from the Great Unclean One. As you can see, the Avatar getting nice and greedy here. The Avatar looks like he wants to go for this Manticore. He is getting quite surrounded, however. Gonna go ahead, use the Mark of Cain, blowing apart all of these gentlemen here, perhaps. kaboom, knocking them straight into the wall. That Avatar is actually getting quite a little bit of value. You can see striking down a couple of Ogre here and there. The Chaos Predator moving in, putting a lot of pressure, theoretically attacking this Manticore here. Now come the Assault Marines coming in here just to put some damage onto this thing, getting a nice Melt-A-Bomb on top of the Chaos Predator. Again, not a lot of support for these units here. This is very dangerous. The Chaos Predator here does not want to be surrounded by these guys. The Avatar really needs to bail them out. Somebody needs to kill all these Assault Marines here. We can see the Assault Marines taking quite a bit of damage here from the Great Unclean One right now. Winding up yet again. Oh no, sorry, that is actually just a sync kill going off there. Oh my god, and we have an awesome looking Imperial Abyss just to the left of the camera right there. That actually caused a massive retreat for BuffelDriver's abilities. You can see it burned into the ground right there. That was fantastic, actually, completely covering their left-hand side flank and buying plenty of time here for these guys to deal with that. You can see winding up for a shot once again, and nice-looking teleport there from the Assault Terminators. They were called in during the middle of that as well. Unfortunately, though, it's just Assault Terminators, and I believe our Assault Marines were actually taken out by that. We have Assault Terminators, the Force Commander. Great Unclean One here, looking kind of weak there. He is getting judgmented, but you can see it looks like Kalith, our Autarch here, is going to be doing some damage. Man, nice looking shots coming out of that Great Unclean One there. And he may very well get out of there because you can see that the Autarch is just hunting down the Inquisitor right now. The Assault Terminator is taking a lot of damage. And I think just barely the Avatar and the Great Unclean One were able to come out on top there. Obviously, they don't have total control, but Blue is doing a fantastic job of using that assault to actually capture stuff. As you can see, the Warlock is capturing the middle. They had previously captured this victory point as well. So not only did they tie it up, beautiful looking Wailing Doom there coming out of the Avatar as well, knocking back the Assault Terminators, holding on to that victory point, and suddenly decapping the Southern victory point. This is exactly the sort of stuff you got to be careful about. I think the blue team is being really loose and sloppy with their units. However, they're being good about map control somehow. Looks like the Warlock was not able to cap that center point here, but it is 2-0 right now. 80 points on the clock. Whoa, Chaos Sorcerer, be careful there. Oh, Chaos Sorcerer getting picked off by Hammer of the Witches there. 70 points on the clock right now, 58 for the red team, 58 points right now for the blue team. I love this. Getting a late game Fire Prism when the game is about to be won or lost based on victory points. Phenomenal idea. You can just focus down that Fire Prism on any one capturing squad of the victory points and knock them back. Makes it very hard to cap anything. Likely that Fire Prism is just going to camp on one of these victory points, most likely the top one here, and we'll have to see what's going to go on here. So BuffelDriver has returned in force. Looks like he's trying to cap the southern point here. We can see actually that the Avatar, the Warlock, and the Autarch here are just kind of controlling this army a little bit. They're kind of herding them around a little bit. You can see the Terminators were very weak, so they were obviously fighting them and kind of controlling them around. We can see, oh god, we have a little bit of judgment coming out of the Inquisitor. She's going to go for it, but I think the Autarch is going to be able to just sprint out of there. Autarch is like the fastest unit in the game anyways. And here we have it. You can see the infiltrated Stormtroopers right now not able to get anything done while trying to cap because they are just getting annihilated by that Fire Prism. They're actually being forced to retreat. The Manticore Barrage didn't do anything. Drastia has to be careful, could be knocked back here, but she's going to make a valiant charge against this. She does have a beam weapon here, so that's quite useful. As you can see, actually doing a hell of a lot of damage here. I'm quite surprised by how much damage that is precisely. Taking another shot again. Drastia going in for the kill here, making sure she's going to be using her Inferno Pistol to good effect there. Oh, gets knocked back at the last second. Perhaps this thing can actually get back into his base. He really needs to be able to repair it. Once again, getting the knockback. I'm just focusing on this right now because this is pretty epic here. We can see Drastia trying. Oh, no, she gets taken down before the Fire Prism actually goes down either. That was a calculated decision there, but the Fire Prism combined with the Warlock were able to take care of business there. It is currently tied 1-1, 41 points for the red team, 32 points for the blue team, and this is why I love these games, because these guys are having a nice, fun game here. It doesn't matter that they made mistakes all throughout. It doesn't matter that, like, oh, some pros might, like, you know, look down their nose at them and be like, oh, that was such a newbie mistake, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. It makes for a really fun game regardless when everybody's the same skill level, which is why matchmaking is so much fun here. We can see currently the blue team is up right now, capping 2 victory points. You can see the scouts are recovering that position as we speak. Very unfortunate that this Fire Prism here can't get any bigger. We do see that the Predator is out of the battlefield right now with the Tzeentch Twin Link Blast Cannons. Totally ineffective Wailing Doom right there, unfortunately. Down goes our Fire Prism. That was definitely going to happen there. The Warlock just trying a warp throw and getting killed completely by a Predator. Taking a look around, though, we do see the Chaos Sorcerers holding on that Eldritch Storm in defense of the Northern Victory Point right here, coming out of BioFreak, doing a great job. The score is currently tied 1-1, 70 points left for the red team, 32 points for the blue team, and you can see right now the Avatar and the Autarch are moving on in. like bosses, getting ready to take control of the situation here. The Autark definitely going to sit down. Autark could definitely use the Force Shield ability. It would certainly help her out, not with knockback, but just in general. It looks like the Force Commander is taking control of this position here. So 1 victory point to 0 victory points right now. The blue team is currently ticking down. We can see the Great Unclean One is back and feeling nice and healthy in the center right now. He is really going to get focused down a bit by this Predator with the Twin Link Blast Cannons, but it's this kind of stuff that wins the game. Notice right now that this Heretic squad here is just capping that southern victory point right now, while I believe the Autark is capping the northern victory point. The Avatar here is going to be moving up, trying to get some damage here onto these Stormtroopers. That's going to be very deadly, though. He needs to be careful. Kind of watching the Great Unclean One in the middle, and the Avatar here. You can see the Avatar. Oh, the Avatar is just slugging away at these troops, though. We have that nice looking like Prometheum strike here coming down on that position here. The blue team is going to be able to cap the middle right now. They have capped the bottom point. They have capped the top point. It's almost a 3 cap right now for the blue team. 8 points remaining on the clock for the red team. 6 points remaining. And you can see they're worshiping right now just to heal up the Great Unclean One, make him a little bit invisible. And it doesn't matter. The red team loses today, unfortunately. So congratulations to BioFreak and to Hiti. Also congratulations to GodAmongMen and to BuffelDriver. I believe GodAmongMen actually submitted this replay to me with a very nice description. By the way, that's one of the best ways to make it easy for me to watch your replays. Just include all the relevant facts: who played, what happened, why you thought it was interesting, and keep it short and just give me 1 game. It makes it really, really easy for me to make my decisions there. So I thoroughly enjoyed this game. I hope you guys did too. If you have any feedback, please feel free to visit my discussion board and or just drop comments in this video. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am Harlequin. Subscribe if you like this, and I will see you guys next time.